show today is all about kids. Being one, having one, helping one. You know, years ago when my husband and I were much younger, a couple we were friends with said that they wanted to have kids so they'd have someone to take care of them when they got old. And we said, that's a terrible reason to have kids. Now I see the wisdom in it. So, you know, does anybody have any questions that they'd like to ask me? We thought we'd throw it out to the audience. Yes?
Yes, do you think the camera adds on 10 pounds?
No, 25. Anybody else? Hi, darling.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
How much does Esther weigh?
She admits to 10 pounds.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hey, so I know you've been married before, but would you ever marry again?
Why, do you know someone and will he sign a prenup? Hi, Esther Drescher. Is that not the cutest dog ever? You know, the show is about kids, and I don't have kids. I never even babysat, so it's kind of pretty ironic that I should be best known as the nanny. And oddly, you know, it was children that wound up being directly responsible for that show. A girlfriend had invited me to join her in the south of France, where she was staying at a vineyard. So I decided to get on a plane and go. And who is sitting in first class with me but the president of CBS? I had cast in some miles to get my seat, but he didn't know that. So I ran into the bathroom to put some makeup on. I come back out, and I started talking to him. I tried to convince him that I could be the star of my own show. He was a captive audience. I mean, where was he going to go? Coach? Anyway, he finally agreed that when I got back, he would listen to an idea for me to, you know, pitch him. Now, all I needed to do was think of one. Anyway, I get to the south of France, and what this girlfriend neglected to tell me was that I would be joining her and her two screaming toddlers. Ay, ay, ay. One would start crying, then the other one would start to cry, and then I would start to cry. Well, coincidentally, my husband Peter calls and says that my friend Twiggy, the one and only, is in London, and since I'm so close, she wanted to know if I would come and visit her. Well, I was still on the phone with Peter, and I was already packing my bags. I could not get out of there fast enough. So I go to London, and I stay with Twiggy and her 10-year-old daughter. And, of course, I want to see all the sights. But Twiggy is working during the day, so I decide to schlep the kid along with me. At least she lives there. And, of course, she speaks the Queen's English, and I'm from Queens, so we had a lot in common. I'm sightseeing, I'm looking at everything, I'm not paying attention, and she's pulling me out of the street, yelling at me, look left, you know, because they have the cars on the opposite side, so the kid's like taking care of me, as if she were the adult. Finally, after a day of taking care of me, she says that her shoes are hurting her, and she wants to go home, but I hadn't even seen the Tower of London yet, you know what I'm saying? So I told her, you know, sweetie, just step on the backs of your shoes. And she says, won't that break them? And I said, break them in. And then it hit me like a light bulb. This is a very funny relationship. This is the show. And the minute I got back to the house, I went to CBS and said, here's the idea, a twist on The Sound of Music, only instead of Julie Andrews, I come to the door. And the rest is history. We were ahead for 6 years. To this day, people actually ask my advice on raising kids, and all I could say is, the less you know, the funnier you are. I am so glad to kick off this show with my first guests. Doc Dauer is an amazing music producer who's gotten two incredible women to collaborate with him on a fantastic new project for kids. Here to perform with my Fran band, Everything's Controlled by the Brain, from their new CD, The Body Rocks. Please welcome Oscar-nominated actress Minnie Driver, rock star Liz Phair, guitarist Doc Dauer, along with his son Asher. Take it away.
We've all got a brain, spinal cord, that sends millions of messages back and forth. They tell your body what you want it to do. Makes you laugh when something's funny. Makes you sing. Everything's controlled by the brain. Everything's controlled by the brain. Everything's controlled by the brain. Hey, hey, hey. We've got millions of nerves that run through and through, like little messengers. They tell our body what we want them to do. So next time you think, how do I do all these fun things that I love to do? Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. Everything's controlled by the brain. Everything's controlled by the brain. Everything's controlled by the brain. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, everything's controlled by the brain. Everything's controlled by the brain. Everything's controlled by the brain. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, the brain controls everything. Yeah, the brain controls everything.
Hey! When we come back, we're going to learn a lot more about this fabulous musical project. So don't go away. Oh, thank you.